This episode is brought to you by The Guarantors. Facing rising renter fraud? Don't let fraudulent applications compromise your financial stability. The Guarantors provide a safety net that protects your rent roll and minimizes bad debt. Why risk it? Talk to The Guarantors and secure your property's financial health. Visit theguarantors.com/multifamily today. You didn't think we were going to make it through 2024 without having an episode on goals and goal setting, did you? Okay, so before I lose you completely, before you press stop, before you exit the stage or turn off your favorite podcast platform, just bear with me for a second. Whether you call them intentions or you write down your 3 words for the coming year, or you actually go through an entire exercise of setting your goals or the things you want to accomplish for the year to come, you have to just know that that is an important process. I was sitting with someone today at lunch, and this person brought up the fact that they had written down 3 words latter part of last year, let's say, and lo and behold, this year, those 3 things, whether through direct effort and or no direct effort, just came to be. Those 3 things were coming true in their life. And it speaks to the very point of writing down goals or setting intentions for the coming year, at least the point I think is necessary and important. And that is that when you put pen to paper and you write down something that you want to accomplish, there is something. I can't put my finger on it. I call it God. I call it Jesus. But put the pen to the paper and you write down what you would like to accomplish. Don't type it into a computer. You can type it in later, but write it down longhand. And that thing that happens, I'm not sure. Something happens in the cosmos, in the ether. There's this sort of direct line between your mind and the spirit that is in you and the cosmos out here, right? There's something that manifests everything that is necessary for you to accomplish those goals or those intentions or those aspirations that you put down on a piece of paper. I have this another story that I'll tell. I worked in St. Louis, Missouri. I worked in the city or close to the city, kind of in between Clayton and downtown St. Louis proper, right next to Forest Park. The DeBoliver Place neighborhood is very famous for the World's Fair, I think 1904 World's Fair. There's a lot of housing that was built during the 1904 World's Fair where people lived while attending, or they stayed while they were attending, or they were there as the workers who put together the World's Fair. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is we were working in this leasing office. The thing had been turned into a multifamily and / condo development or redevelopment. And we were working in a leasing office, and in the leasing office, there's me as the general manager, and there was a assistant manager, as we knew assistant managers back then, leasing people. It was a huge community, like over 1,100 units, I think. The assistant manager in this community one year puts a picture of a ring, this beautiful ring, on her screensaver. She puts it up as her screensaver. And she says to me, I've put it out into the world now. I will be married inside of the next 12 months. And this is why, because every day I'm looking at this ring, and that ring is going to manifest itself in my life. And sure enough, within 12 months, she was engaged. The ring was on her finger and she got married. I don't know if she got married within the 12 months. I think she got married just slightly outside of the 12 months, but not the point. The point was she managed to put it out in the world. If the world manifested, brought back to her an engagement and a ring. And I think goals are no different. You write them down and you put a little bit of time and effort into thinking about them. And then you sit back and you let the world, it doesn't mean you don't do anything. You pursue, but the world will bring those things to be in your life. I can tell you my own personal stories of goal setting over the last. I started goal setting when I was 23 or 24 years old. And a lot of things that have come to be in my life, come to pass in my life, have been, I believe in my heart of hearts, a direct result of writing those things down and being very disciplined about my pursuit of them. And those things that weren't supposed to be in my life, God said, I hear you. I know you want that, but I'm going to do this thing instead. It was interesting how many times some of those things that came into my life were sort of ancillary to the real thing that I wanted or the real thing that I desired, but it was really the thing I needed, not the thing I put down on the piece of paper. And then something I learned over a very long bit of time also is that it really is about the process of who you become in the pursuit of. It's not about the thing. When I run a marathon, 26.2 miles, the training leading up to that moment, the adversity that I go through, the pain, the suffering, the joy of having good runs, the not so joyous days where I'm having bad runs, all of that is what really fuels me and fires me up. It's cool to run a marathon. It's cool to cross the finish line. It's cool to get that medal around your neck. That's cool. I like that feeling. But what I really enjoy is the process leading up to that moment where you get that accomplishment. So my encouragement to you this year, because I have to do it every year, the Multifamily Collective had to come out and advocate for goal setting, for intention setting. So here it is. This is this year's episode of go out there and set some goals. One other important point that I would make is that do it now before the end of December and then get started on your 2025 goals on D1, December 1. So that when you hit J1, January 1, you've already outpaced those people who wait until New Year's Day to set their goals. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.